Hey guys, Sam here, midday, Wednesday, September 20th. I saw some commentary on TradingView and some people talking about potentially a bullish breakout in Litecoin because of a break of this channel, this well-established channel. So I thought we'd take a look at that, see if indeed there's a trade for us, and if we can learn anything from what we're seeing here. So just to mix it up a little bit, I've got Litecoin against the U.S. dollar tether on Poloniex, where I know some of you also trade. So I thought we'd just have a look here and see what we can conclude from this. Well, is this a bullish break of this channel? Well, in theory, yes. The fact that we've broken such a well established channel gives it a bit of a bullish bias, sure. But it's not uncommon for channels to create an outside channel that would be parallel of that. So if we take this down here, that it's we are basically still channeling, if you will. I'm going to need to see more impulsive behavior before I look at this and say, okay, we're out of the woods here because of the severity of this correction here. It's hard for me to, based on this action here, to build a bullish case for this because of the choppy nature of this. This does not appear impulsive. Quite the contrary. It appears corrective. There's a lack of conviction on either side, and that because of the extreme of this move down, that would imply to me, or at least creates the potential for one more leg down. Right? Whether or not we get to new lows, that's pretty extreme because we get down to 32 and we came from what 93. That was a $60 correction in Litecoin. So pretty severe. So, it's not uncommon for those kind of moves to need to be retested. So just looking at this, can we build a case for this being the strong pivot and then some sort of impulsive structure here? Well, so again, let's just be real consistent with how we approach the market. So we take our first pull there. Okay, so we wick into that. We get into that little pocket there between the 618 and the 65. We get a wick through on it, so that there's our B wave, and we come right down. We blow through the 23. This is a steep. This was the Chinese news factor, and Litecoin was very popular in China. So, that's the big news reaction and the deep retracement. Okay, so we're not right on a fib target there, so possibly that's not done yet. Let's look at it in the context of an alternate projection. Well, we go here. There's our A, B, C. Again, we're kind of in between. I'd rather see it right in that pocket between the 618 and the 75. So we're a little short. Doesn't mean that's not the low, but we're building a case for it. Could that be our low? So let's look at this relationship here, because we've got the potential for a 5-wave structure to be unwinding here. All right, well, so if this is our C wave, we'd be looking for 5 waves there. So there's our 1, there's our 2, down to a 3. Well, we know the most common target for a 3 is between the 62 and the 162 and the 175. Well, we get a few dollars through it, but we hit that little pocket, and now we're retracing back. So we cannot at this point disqualify the possibility that we've just done this. There's our big 3, and this is our 4, and then we've got some sort of move back down to retest that low. Let me brighten that up a little so it's easier to see. So that's still within the realm of possibility. And what's giving that more validity is this choppy nature, this choppy price action here, which implies corrective mindset. There's no conviction here. There's no large move. There's no big volume. This just says, unsure, unsure, unsure. So we can't count that out. If we can break this one, then we start to look a little bit better. And now we're getting into the look of the wave count and the relationship in time, because the length of time in this 4 is now getting pretty far beyond the length of time in that 2, and you want to see a good looking structure here. So this is still suspect to me. Still suspect, even though we've broken that channel. So if I were looking at that now and just being aware that we can often get an outside channel running parallel, I'd want to see a break. Well, first let's break the 618. Let's break this wave 1 low. Let me see something that's impulsive there before I get excited about the upside. Or if I can't get that, and we're going to accept that this is a complete correction. Let me declutter the chart. Then I want to see this. I want to see something a little deeper here. I want to see this come down into this little pocket here where we know is our sweet spot. I want to see it come down to this little sweet spot down here between the 50 and the 618. Stop at the 6.5. I want to see that come down and hold. I want to see oscillators, line up and give me that timing so that I know I've got the energy potential for that to come down and then move to new highs. I want to see this come down and create a higher low. Right? Then, at least against the dollar, then I think we set up for the potential for this to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're moving higher again. Right now, I do not see a trade there other than the possibility of a short. And I don't like to short Litecoin. I'm a long-term believer. I don't like to be on the other side of it. But if I were just 100% detached emotionally without any bias, that's a sell, not a buy. Sorry, that's what I see. All right, but let's look at it. Litecoin being a major trades against almost everything. So we can look at Litecoin. Let's go back here to our currency market and look at the performance. All right, so it's been a remarkable cryptocurrency to trade, whether you're trading against the dollar, the euro, other crypto, Bitcoin. So against Bitcoin, we can see here, it's been 160, 170%. We're so our proportion is so distorted because of the extremes of crypto, which is why we're all in here trading. I mean, look at it against the euro, over 1,000%. We get down to the dollar. I mean, these are just, outrageous, 1,200%. Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it against Bitcoin and see if we can learn. Is there an opportunity against Bitcoin? So let me find it. Okay, so here we are against Bitcoin. Okay, those are extreme swings. All right, well, what can we learn? Okay, let's just basics. Let's find our low up to our high. All right, well, that shouldn't be much of a surprise. That's interesting. So we know algos are in here. So this little, you see this a lot, right? We're in that little pocket between 618 and 6.5, right? That's the stop running that happens at the 618. They wick it out, and as is often the case, and I promise you there was a trader there that shorted that thinking, oh, we've broken the 618, or someone that was long that got stopped out there, and of course look at what the market does. This is very common at the 618. That's just a see you later, you're out, I'm in. That's just the reality of the markets, right? You got to be aware that happens. So the severity of that move, gives you some confidence when you see that kind of big reaction there that, time to get long. But nonetheless, so, is there a trade for us now? Well, we know this is trading very technically, so I'm on the daily. Let's go down to the 4 hour, something more manageable that maybe we can trade. So, let's just pull it. Okay, well, it's deep. We went through the 786. I don't love it. That kind of long wicking action there. I consider that an aberration. That's just something triggered that, some sort of news event. We don't know what it was. I don't take that into account. I wouldn't use that as I'd consider it as a possible pull. I'd want to check it, but in terms of the structure of what I see here, I don't consider that truly relevant. I consider the body of that here much more relevant. So if we're looking at that now, is there a trade there? Well, I suppose you could, we're on a 4-hour, so you could say, well, maybe I've got some sort of one. We're coming into that pocket there between the 50 and the 618. So yeah, maybe. What are the oscillators going to give me any timing? It's not great. It's not great. It was nice down here, but that's awfully deep. I don't know who caught that. Somebody right on it, because you'd be likely well beyond the 786. I think we just drew that. That was beyond the 786. So somebody caught it. I didn't catch that, but somebody did. You do have a corrective. You do have potentially here. You can't disqualify this because we don't have it yet. So you've got the possibility that this is your 3, 4, and we're going to go down one more time. That's until you break that 1. It's still really the trade here just continues to be down. So if we got to the 50, you could make a case that you need to be short, and our target is down here. Look at where the 23 lines up, right in that little pocket that has been so pervasive in Litecoin. Right, the 23 is down there, right between the 618 and the 65. So I know I'm as bullish as anyone long term, but I do not see a buy there until I see more evidence that I've got impulsive movement to the upside. Right now it's impulsive to the downside, and that's a 4-hour chart. Yeah, you could make that case, but look at how swift and sharp that 4 is. The relationship in time is not great, and I don't really get a 3-wave structure there that I love. So for me, I'm just watching. I'm just watching it. Just watching. Maybe it sets up, but right now I don't see anything, so I look elsewhere. I don't want to discourage you from trading it. If you can get down to a smaller time frame and you see something that you like and you just want to take the fibs and leave the wave count off of it, if nothing else, just consider how we define a trend. If we're trending lower, we've got lower lows and lower highs. Okay, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So right now, I don't see any evidence of this trend reversing, at least right here. Now I want to tie into that lower low, lower high. I want to see us hit a key level. This just looks choppy to me, and I can't count out the possibility that we're going down one more time to complete a 5-wave structure here. So for some sort of A, B, and then we go down into a C. Just don't see it yet. Now, if we start to rally from here and we can clearly see that we get a change where we get a move up, then we get a higher low and then a higher high, well, then perhaps we set up for a new trade. But right now, I don't see anything there. All right, just my 2 cents on Litecoin. All right, guys, back to you later.